Hey everybody. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I hope everybody can see me okay. I hope we're all good in the hood here. I'm gonna let the audience. It's Ashley. We're gonna wait right on time. Bam. Now, can you hear me okay? It's
Hey,
Ashley.
OMG.
Hey, now we are still waiting on Keena, Lena, and Travis. So we're gonna give them a moment. We're gonna give them a
Okay.
moment. Everybody coming on in, letting people come in. I'm sure it's sending the alerts, letting everybody know that we're live. Girl, we both in the jungle right now.
I know, right?
We
Can you
both in
hear
the
me?
jungle.
You hear me? Blurry?
Now it is a little blurry, but it takes time for it to.
Is this better?
Yes, it's getting there. It
Okay,
seems
that's
like it's
because
trying to
I had
catch
my
the signal.
phone sitting down.
Now, can you hear me okay? Because I have in my earbuds. I have in my earbuds. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Because sometimes, I don't know. We're gonna let everybody come in, guys. We're gonna let everybody come in. Now, we're trying this new room of going live here. So we're gonna give it a moment. We're gonna give everybody a chance to come in. We're still waiting on Keena, Lena, and Travis. In a minute, as soon as everybody gets in the room, we still got some people still trying to join live. And I haven't gotten text all day for some reason. People are texting me now.
Like my phone just rang. Like,
It's just like, yeah, it's just like, what's really going on? I wanted to see if it was Keena or Travis. Hopefully they're not having any trouble with trying to get onto the live. So I don't think so. So you guys, this is new for us. We are trying to live, and I see Travis. He's ready to roll. Whenever you want to send the request to join the live, I will add you. So feel free to do that. Okay, so Travis, you gotta hit the request. Once you hit the request to go live, we can get rolling. So hit the little request button. So we can get. I did have some music playing, and then as I was playing it, Instagram threw up a little copyright. Like, are you supposed to be playing music? Travis, send it to me one more time, because I haven't seen it on my end. Not that it's your fault, probably my fault. So just send it to me one more time. I don't see anything on my screen just yet. So some people are coming on in. We got Keena, she just joined. So Keena, when you get the chance, go ahead and click on the request so I can add you to the live. And as soon as everybody gets in, we are in no rush. We are just gonna get started in a minute. Let me check and see if I have any alerts. I got Keena and Travis. They just sent the request, and I'm going to go ahead and add them in. Y'all, the music that I had was bumping. We got Travis.
You
What's
got me
going
feeling
on?
like an old man on here. Like I'm having a I'm like, I know how to do this. What's going on?
I sent one. Now, Keena, I saw your request. Okay, you sent it to me again. I'm going to get you in this room. We're all learning this together. Before you know it, we just going to be this is going to be second nature to us. It's not going to be hard. We could just click on it and get to rolling. So, Keena, you sent it. I sent it to you, so you got to accept it. Okay, she sent it to me one more time. Keena, I know you. If it's not working on the computer, you might have to get on your phone. So let's see if that's it. Because I know some people do the live on their laptop. So if it's not working on the laptop, try the phone. So everybody's just rolling in. I don't expect a high volume of people watching this live. It's really, it's really just so everybody can talk about the latest and we can check in with one another. It's kind of strange, right? Because I haven't seen you two. I'll introduce everybody.
In like a year, right?
It's been a year. It's been a year. So Kena, Lena, let's see if we can do it on the phone. Let's see you send it to me one more time. We're going to keep trying until we get this right. So it says that Lena, we got everybody is rocking and rolling. So you guys, this whole point of the live, you guys, was just to take a moment. This is for us. I think this is for us. There's been so much that's going on. I want to let anybody know that's watching this, because the goal is to eventually save this, and then you guys can post it on your platforms as well. So just in case people who missed it, they can watch it later. So hello to everybody. I'm so glad that everybody is here. We're going to do a little mic check. Can y'all hear me okay? Does it sound like I'm all right? Because I have these earbuds in, and I don't know if I sound like McDonald's intercom or if I sound like
Nah,
I'm
you're
okay.
fine. You're fine.
You good? So, you know, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Shannon, but I go by Bunny. And I wanted to take this moment to invite some people that I really care for and I admire to just talk about some things that are on our minds. I mean, it's been so much that's been going on with the pandemic, and people just kind of it's just been a blur since last year. So before we get started, I would like to introduce everybody so everybody can know who these people are. So since I'm seeing you, I'm going to introduce you how I see you. So to the right of me, and what I'm seeing, I have Ashley. So Ashley, if you just introduce yourself in any way that you feel free, there's no critique here, just have at it and take a little moment. Go ahead.
I've known 3 years, I believe. 3 years now. Been a joy. She's taught me life.
Can everybody hear Ashley okay?
Like the volume was fine, but she was breaking up a bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up just a bit. If you have in earbuds, or if you have these, feel free to pop them in. I have both just in case. Everybody kick your feet up and relax, because there's a lot of different topics that we're going to talk about. We don't have a set time frame of how long this will be. It might be 20 minutes, it might be an hour. We don't know, because we got a list of things to talk about. So Ashley, while we work out your sound, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next person. Take your time. Get your sound cool. I don't want you to feel rushed. I want you to put the spotlight on and be like, get your sound. So we'll move on to the next person. Travis, go ahead and introduce yourself. Give a little intro.
I'm Travis. I've known Shannon for about, or Bunny for about 3 years now. Work with Shannon. I don't know what you want me to say. Like nothing interesting or exciting about me. You know, I don't have any. Just a regular guy. You know, just on here chilling.
You know, because some people like to be, introduced with a nickname, or some people might just say, "Hey, I'm such and such, but you can call me this." So it's just a little something. Because I don't want to introduce people in a
just
certain
Travis.
way.
You can call me Travis.
Just Travis. Okay.
I'm just here. I'm hanging out.
So you know what? Just to make people feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm sorry, Travis and Ashley, that y'all were the guinea pigs, but I'm gonna go ahead and so just so it's a little bit more fluidity, I'll just go ahead and introduce you guys in a special way. So as Ashley's getting her sound together, I've known Ashley for a few years. Like she said, about 3 years now. It might be going on until 4 years. But we're just real cool. When when you meet somebody, you're just zen. It's just positive energy, and you click with that person. She's one of those people. Travis is one of those people as well. We will always share it, just talk and send each other voice memos. And when you get good vibes with good people, you keep those people in your call list. Now, Shakina, I've known her for I don't know how many. I've known you since 2002. We went to college together. We went to school together. We even did radio in college, and then a little bit after as well, right, Kina? Like we did current events, and the name of the show was so oh my god, it didn't age well. It was so stereotypical, y'all. It was called literally 2 M's, a dash, and Because we literally talked about everything from pop culture to politics. That was our tagline. So, Keena, if you want to say hi, just to say hello to everybody, we could get rolling.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Shakina. And just like Bunny said, we've been knowing each other since 2002. So that's almost 20 years. Oh, my God.
Isn't that insane? I'm like, nobody knows I'm not 22 anymore. Like, because I was in college at the age of 5. I don't know if y'all know that. But I just, the first thing is, let's do a personal check-in. I want to have a personal check-in with everybody. So to just give Ashley a little bit more time, I see that she's having a connection. You guys, this is our first time doing this. We're testing this out. So if we're gonna have some technical difficulties, it's okay. It's not Teddy Riley, so we all right. We ain't on that level yet. So I want to just do a personal check-in, just one by one. Travis, we'll start with you. Just this week, like, how are you doing this week? How is your week going? Like, are you okay, or what's happening?
Had a pretty good week so far. Usually my work weeks are pretty busy, but this has been a pretty chill week. So I've gotten to catch up on some things I've been behind on and had some personal time. So this week has been a pretty slow week, I would say. So pretty chill. So yeah, I'm cool with it. Finally feeling like I can get a break for a change because it's been really crazy lately. But yeah, this week's been good.
Okay, well, that's good, because we have to check up on each other. I'm getting in the habit of checking in, because it's this connectiveness that more and more people don't have, because cognitive thinking, being around each other, is close to nothing, and realizing how important family is. We've learned that much when it comes to this. So, Keena, I'll get to you. This week, how have you been doing?
I've been having a really good week, honestly. Just working from home, taking care of my mental health. And my birthday is tomorrow, so
that's right.
All right, well, happy early birthday.
Well, she turned it 22.
Thank you. Right, 22.
So as we give Ashley more time, and it looks like she's trying to reconnect and then rejoin us. So we just gonna keep the show moving. So one by one, I'll start with myself. Of course, we got to talk about it. 2020 was just a tornado for me. It was a lot of things. So I want each person to kind of explain emotionally, since the pandemic, what were some of the changes that you went through? Now, for my situation, just like everybody else, I had so much on the schedule. I honestly thought 2020 was going to be my year of exposure. I had things booked when it came to speaking with agencies. I had things booked up with actually filming some shows. I had stuff booked. I had places I was going to meet up with a lot of producers who have done things like the Jamie Foxx show, Martin, Living Single, to sit down and talk with these people. So just to think, like, I had all of that planned, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody hit the record player. So when that stopped, then you have to think, how do I reset? Because in career, when you say I'm gonna make this leap, like they say, oh, you still have your 9 to 5, but you have to have that moment where you make a leap into whatever your career is. That's what I did. I did this leap, and then I literally crashed into nothingness. It was that disappointment of, I'm really gonna have to keep this 9 to 5 now. So emotionally, it was that transition of saying, what the heck is going on? Then you're thinking about, how am I going to maintain? How am I going to keep my livelihood going? And at the end of the year, I think, like I told someone I know, that I don't think it's till now where we're actually starting to process what happened. Because I honestly think a lot of people were just trying to make it and keep going and going and going, that they didn't realize that they didn't process what was going on. And I look back at it and I'm like, it just wasn't meant to be in that moment. Like, we all have our season and we all have these things, but to have millions of people going through the same thing was just emotionally something that I was literally a deer in headlights. Like, I mean, they told me to drop what I was doing and to come to California and then go to New York. And I had all of that lined up. And it was just like, okay.
Wow.
Then it was work. Then it was emotion. Then it was just this uncertainty, you know, because they say, you know, we go on faith and all sorts of stuff. But when it actually happened, you'd be like, dang, I gotta have faith for real. Like, because I know I'm supposed to be doing this. But it was just an emotional roller coaster for me. And I think another thing, it just seemed like everybody was okay. It seemed like on Instagram, everybody was good. Everybody was, you know, not going through a struggle. People going on trips and stuff. And I'm like, am I the only one struggling? Like, what's really going on? Like,
No, you wasn't.
Like, what is really going on? So, Shakina, I'll start with you. I mean, emotionally, what was some of the things that you experienced for last year?
It was a lot. It was, you know, the uncertainty of it all. Additionally, you know, we had all of these back-to-back deaths. We had, you know, Elijah McClain, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. And it was just like, what else do you all want to throw at us? Like, really? And then like having to work at, you know, continuously work from home while going through all of these things on top of the pandemic, it really took a toll on my mental health. So 2020, I made a very conscious effort to not watch the news if I didn't have to really take care of myself. I would go on morning walks as well as afternoon and evening walks. I would do whatever I could being in quarantine to stay sane. So it really did a number on my mental health though.
I was this close to being in the shower with clothes on. Just
Oh man.
I was just, like, it was that close. Just think of your dream. And then they're like, when NBC made the announcement that they were shutting down, I mean, they shut down production. Everything. Broadway was shut down. Everything that I was making the leap for was just done. My mental health keynote was done. Like, it was messed up. Yeah. And the cherry on the top, a lot of the stuff that I bought, you know, closer towards the end of the year, I was like, wait a minute, I can't fit none of this no more. Like, hold up, like, I was messed up. I thought that I was the only one like going through this struggle of change and everything. Travis, what about you? Ashley, go ahead and I see you in here. Go ahead and send another request and feel free to join whenever you're comfortable. So no rush. Go ahead, Travis.
Oh no. You know, last year was definitely a rough year, but you know, I usually look for the silver lining in things. That's just me. And the toughest part for me was it was just emotionally draining watching family members and friends of mine go through things. You know, I think in comparison to everyone else, my year wasn't as bad. You know, I never got COVID. I didn't get sick, you know. I honestly, you know, I like to travel a lot, so I didn't get to do a lot of that last year, unfortunately. But to be honest with you, I'm one of those hard-headed folks that still got out and did a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. I still like went to parties. I still went out to restaurants. I still did all those things I probably shouldn't do. Yes. And everyone who was at home locked inside was getting sick, and I wasn't. So I was just like, okay. Yeah, so I still got to do some things I wanted to do out other than travel. Hopefully I'll get to do some of that this year. But you know, I did have some family members that caught COVID. I did have some friends that caught COVID that, you know, actually lost family members and things like that and went through a lot last year. So it was just emotionally draining to watch my friends and different family members go through those things. But for me personally, although I feel like last year was a slowdown. There wasn't a lot of progress, but there was just like a lot of, like you said earlier, Shannon, just kind of, I just felt like I'm just going through the motions, just getting by last year versus, you know, moving forward. It was just kind of like staying afloat, you know. Folks were losing their jobs, you know, all this stuff was happening. And
yeah.
You back, baby. She looked like she's frozen or something.
It looked like it froze.
Yeah.
It froze.
She having a Teddy Riley moment over there with the.
It's fine. That's fine. Ashley, if you can hear us.
You know, I got to tease her a little bit.
It's okay. Can you hear us okay?
Now I can. I think I
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good now.
So, Ashley, what we were just discussing is we did a weekly kind of mental health check. Like, the first question is, how is your week? Like, how has your week been going? How do you feel emotionally? Are you okay?
Yeah, this week I've actually been pretty good. For some reason, I'm more tired and sleepy than anything. I don't know what's going on with the sleepiness or the tiredness, but I am like extra, extra sleepy. And I don't understand it. Can you hear me?
I don't know. It's probably emotional. I can hear you. It's choppy, but I can
Okay.
hear you. It may, the longer
Okay.
you keep it up, maybe it might get, because it seems like it's getting clearer and clearer. So, and then secondly, what we talked about was, how did you last year, because we got to talk about, because we haven't seen each other. It's been a year almost with the pandemic. Emotionally, what were some of the ups and downs that you went through? Not specifically, but just emotionally. I mean, some of us expressed that we had plans and then things got cut short. We were going to do this. Emotionally, we felt this way. So if you just wanted to share, what are some of the things that you experienced last year with the whole pandemic?
Yeah, last year it definitely postponed and halted. Funny, it just seems like a blur, just a huge blur. Like I look at 2020 now and be like, oh, what happened? It's almost like a blur. Like it just didn't happen, didn't matter. Doesn't even matter anymore. Like I don't even care what happened in 2020. Who cares? Although a lot happened, a lot transpired, I was glued into everything that was going on. The plans that I had set in stone got set back. So, but now when I look at it, it's almost like I don't even look back at 2020 no more. It's just whatever. It's just another year and it's gone.
Yeah. So I'm just happy to see you all. I'm happy that you're okay. Travis, I'm glad that you did some traveling for everybody, had some fun for everybody, because I was in the house scared as hell. So thank you. We hope you had fun. I'm kind of jealous, but
I
anyway.
didn't travel, but I got out.
Oh, okay. You got out.
I got out.
I
So
probably would
come
have been
in.
out there with Travis.
I'm
I
telling
had
you.
some friends that was willing to go.
Now look, if you would have called me, I mean, I would have said no, but it's just the invitation next time would have been
Okay.
nice. If
All right.
I'm just saying, I would have been like, you know what? I can't, but thank you. For anyway, okay, so we're gonna start getting into these topics. So, I couldn't just jump in and start talking about what's going on and not checking on you guys. And I haven't seen y'all in a year. Keena, it's been since 2017 since I've physically seen you for a certain reason. We're not gonna say why. But I haven't seen you since 2017 since then. And so because you live far from me, so
I'm not that far.
you far. You know what's far to a Texan? You're not in Texas. So that's far. That's too far. That's too far. So we're gonna get into the first one. We're gonna talk about Derrick Jaxn. Okay, so are all of you aware of who he is? Have you heard of who he is?
I never heard of this man until this story broke. I didn't know anything
wow.
about him. Nothing.
Look, I heard of the guy. So Ashley, Shakina, right? I see y'all nodding y'all's head. Okay, so Travis, I was made aware of this gentleman years ago when he first started making these videos. Okay. Majority of my friends are men. Okay. So they would tell me, man, this dude on here talking about he know everything about relationships, like he perfect and all sorts of stuff. Man, I can't stand him. So I'm like, okay. I checked him out. I looked at a video years ago. I automatically knew he was a narcissist. I knew it instantly. And I had been saying the whole time, I had posted on my YouTube, take this filter off. What's this little bubbles? What's going on? I can't.
So I thought you wanted that there.
I thought you
was
did that on purpose.
Hell no. I'm like, what is that? Like, I'm just, can we see me?
Something.
Like, what's really going on? Anyway, so I knew he was a narcissist because he was talking about things as if, I can't do this. Let me change this filter. As if he knew everything. right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to give your advice. You know, you got a channel, you have a platform, and you give your advice about, okay, somebody cheat on you, you need to leave, and all sorts of stuff. But I always found that it was a coincidence that he always spoke it from I'm up here and then you're down here type of situation. Okay. So recently, for those that don't know, this was this internet relationship expert. He had been on several different daytime television shows giving his advice, which I did not know. He was on several episodes. I think it was Sister Circle. He had done some stuff with NBC. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. He knows everything, but he's single, right? Turns out his audience, which has millions of followers, did not even know this man was married until it came out that somebody that he was mistress among a few found out that this man was married. So what was interesting about this situation, you guys, is that once he came out and heard that this person had said, hey, I haven't had an affair with this man, and I found out he was married, that that he then shows up with his wife on the couch with this kind of confession and apology at the moment. For one, people were shocked that he was married in the first place, okay? Two, that he didn't even give his wife a moment to put on no blush, no brush her hair, do anything. Look like she just woke up. She was just on the couch like, you know. And he's sitting there confessing that he had this affair. Now, I'm going to go with y'all one by one because I'm going to ask you a question. Now, a lot of people say she should leave him. They should get a divorce. I don't think she's going anywhere because they're the perfect pair. Okay, she is the person that is the needy, confused, on his heel type of person, and I'm pretty sure he has done this several times before. And he's the narcissist, very salt grain close to serial killer. So let me know what you think about this whole situation. I called it years ago. Okay, I told Travis, I'm an Aries. I love being right. So when I'm right, I milk it. So when it finally, I'm calling all my guy friends like, I knew it. I told you, like I told you. But it's not the cheating part that's the problem. Okay? Because people aren't perfect. The issue of why this has gone viral, okay, is because he painted this picture of what not to be, and he was that the entire time. That's the problem. That's the issue. So we'll start with Travis, okay? Let me know your thoughts on that.
So you have to
that
start with the testosterone in the house, huh?
Do you think he was saving face? Look, do you think he was saving face? This question is for everybody. Do you think he was saving face for his business? Because that's what I think. He apologized to save his business, not his marriage. Travis, what do you think?
Absolutely. Definitely. I don't know how much he saved it though. And he got on camera with his wife. Maybe he intentionally used his wife as a deflection because seems like since he did that, everyone's talking more about the wife than they're talking about him. But yeah, I just think that it shows us that we have to be careful. You know, like there's so many people that are so easily influenced, and we have to be careful with, you know, who we choose to take advice from. You know, especially usually, I always tell my friends that when you see someone who claims to know everything, usually that's a telltale sign that they know nothing. Usually it's a sign that you're probably flawed in some way, which most of us are. But like I said, I didn't know anything about this guy until this story broke. Nothing. I never heard of him until this story broke. So when everyone was talking about him, I'm like, who is this? But yeah, I just think that we have so many people like that probably that have these social media platforms that, you know, tend to put on this persona, you know, or this fake image, you know, and you know, someone's going to air you out. Someone knows the truth about you, okay? So you have to be very careful when you put on this perfect persona, especially when you belittle other people or when you pretty much criticize other people. That is the key thing there. Like someone can't wait to air you out, you know, or to bust you when you do something like that. So it seems like this guy came across as pretty self-righteous and, you know, he has the answers to everything. And, you know, I just think that usually that's a telltale sign. If I had known about him, Shannon, I probably would have seen a video like you did some time ago and immediately picked that up too. And I think most guys, that's probably why they didn't like him, because usually guys, we can see past the BS. Seems like he had a huge female audience. And I think so many people he seems like he spoke to the desires of women. So I think that was appealing, and it created a large platform of following for him. But yeah, I probably would have seen straight through that too, like most of us have. So I can't say anything else that anyone else on social media hadn't said already. So
Kina, what about you?
Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. I remember he would do like some commentary videos alongside other videos, and I would see it on Facebook, or I would see him commenting on things on TikTok and kind of making them fun. And it was just always very surface level. So it's just like I never really took him seriously, I guess. It was just always very surface level. So I'm like, who is this dude? Why are people listening to him? So when I saw the video had come out and he had impregnated like 2 mistresses and all kinds of mess, and then you saw his wife looking pitiful. I'm just like, why he got her looking like this? Is that a bonnet on her head? Is it a dollar store hat? What is it? I didn't understand.
Did you see the release video when she came out? She was like, this is a bonnet of the soldier in.
Yes. A mess.
Hold the sign up, girl. Help. I really thought she was gonna crack. Like I really thought she was like, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it live. She's gonna kill him live. She's gonna do it. Meanwhile, I was there like, girl, call 911 real fast. I thought she was good. Ashley, I need to know your thoughts because girl, you be giving it to me when you release the beast, how you feel about certain stuff. So I'm dying to know how you felt about this.
I'm not so surprised about the cheating part because it happens to some people. It is what it is. But for him to be so gung-ho and passionate about other men, that was the killer part for me. And then he did mention in a video once a while back that he was married. So I kind of knew that he was married, but he's never shown her. I didn't know what she looked like. So, it didn't really, I don't really think about Derrick. So it didn't really surface until she popped up on camera. And I'm like, oh, okay. That was my feeling. I was like, oh, okay.
And he was holding her hand tight too, wasn't he? He was
and it was just kind of like,
right?
It's the thing. I really think that he could probably recover from this, and I say that because
he will.
A lot of the times when people do experience like infidelity and things like that, he could probably switch it to where it works out in his favor. Even though people talk so much trash about him and his wife now, but they could probably recover from this sometime down the line.
That's just sad. That's just sad to me. Can they get off of social media? Like you would think they would have a PR team that would just say, just get off for a while because people forget stuff. That's the world we live in. Social media, 2 weeks from now, people will completely forget what happened.
Yeah, but you got to listen to the PR team. And narcissists don't always listen. So.
No.
I'm looking at the bigger picture here. I look at a lot of murder mysteries, and it's only a matter of time when you piss off the wrong person, and it's going to backfire. I don't want to see him on the episode of Fatal Attraction on TV1. I just don't. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see him on Oxygen Network. I don't want to see the way they rocking and rolling. I mean, that's how those stories start. So it's just like I saw the intro already. So it's like,
yeah, because if old girl snap, it's over. Yeah.
But I think it's more than that because to me, it seems like, okay, you can recover from that. You're talking about the business, but what's the bigger picture here? Because we think about the bigger picture, the conversations need to be, it's more than just an affair. You could have brought back AIDS. You could have brought back HIV. You could have, the baby and the affairs and stuff is kind of like, you get in the past, but it's only a matter of time that people that behave that way, it's going to backfire. And if it backfires, I'm playing this video and I'm going to put a little montage and I'm going to put this together and I'm going to say, because I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. Moving on. The Grammys, you guys, had the fewest amount of viewers, I think they said, in 20 years. For one, people are pissed off at the fact that they've been exposed for a long time. And a lot of people are like, it's got to be about politics. One thing to compare it to is the Billboard Awards. The Billboards actually go by what they call as spins, requests. Now we have the question of payola that's also in the mix. People are looking at previous artists, previous albums, and a lot of people are getting pissed off because is it going by spins, requests, PR, payola, or is it due to panelists? Because you know the Grammys has panelists that make this decision. Jaguar Wright, if you know who she is, she's talked about a lot of stuff. She said she used to be a panelist for the Grammys, and because she didn't like Alicia Keys personally, she didn't vote for her to win when it came to voting on a particular R&B category. So it's obvious that you have a panel of people. For one, how are these panelists selected? And from there, if they're selected, are they qualified to view and to scope an album? Because how can you have Drake, who has a record amount of Billboard Awards, sales, spins, and fewer Grammys than Jay-Z? Because people are comparing numbers and they don't match. Also, a lot of people have talked about Beyonce in getting her record amount of Grammys, and when she got up there acting like she was surprised, like, you know, it's just kind of like that. Do you think that the Grammys are rigged? Do you think Beyonce knew she was there with a purpose to get her awards? What do you think about the Grammys, Travis?
I think everything is flawed. You know me. I mean, I think everything has the potential to be rigged. I mean, there's a lot of questionable things that have happened over the years. And I think that when you have, like you said to your earlier point, you know, who are these panelists and how are they selected? You know, how familiar are they with the artist and their music? You know what I'm saying? Is it, you know, do we have like a bunch of 70-year-old white guys sitting around, you know, making the decisions? You know, how familiar are they with, you know, The Weeknd or Drake or someone else? So I do think that
And he was pissed. The
oh
Weeknd was pissed
yeah,
off.
I heard. I think
He was
everyone did.
upset.
Yeah, so I
What?
mean, to answer your question, do I think it's rigged? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I don't know if I would say rigged, but I would say, you know, whenever you have like a group of people making a decision, of course, there's going to be a fair amount of bias there. So, you know, they're going to select who's, you know, the name that they're most familiar with, who's most popular, or, you know, just, you know, whom they like the most. So,
Do you think that it's fair that Megan Thee Stallion and other artists have got Grammys before Nicki Minaj? Because that's the argument.
I don't think it's fair. It's not that
Yeah.
I'm like riding for Nicki Minaj or anything, but I do think at this point in her career, I do think that she was worthy of at least having receiving a Grammy, you know, at least a Grammy at some point. And like you said, I think there's a fair amount of favoritism, and that's with anything. I think there's a fair amount of bias and favoritism there. I'm sure some of these folks have. These panelists are friends of some of these artists, or probably even producers, or who've worked with some of these folks, so they have a like. You know, I mean, Beyonce's worked with so many people. You know what I mean? So I mean, people love Beyonce. So I mean, it's not shocking that she's won so many Grammys. Do I feel all those are justified? Not really, but I think that you know, just to answer your original question, yes, I do think that there's some flaw in the process. Of course, there is.
So this is pretty much a four-parter, because I'm gonna get to Ashley and I'm gonna get to Shakina. On top of those questions, Ashley and Shakina, when you answer, when it comes to the Grammys, we also have different things affecting Grammy spins or counts. We also have this new thing of TikTok, right? And we also have the new apps that are coming out that count that as well, of viewers right, that are engaging and loving the song. So do you think that's fair? Because we got to compare the previous artists who haven't gotten Grammys and the ones that are getting Grammys, right? We look at how long certain songs have been #1 as well. If we count that, do you think that's fair? The last question, last piece, Travis, and we're gonna move to everybody else.
If we count like the success of the music,
The success
or
of the music,
or
but what was the boost was TikTok. The boost was
yeah.
the TikTok that allowed people to do the savage dance and all the stuff that made the song popular. So it's starting to see that that's having an influence on people
Well,
being engaged.
it's
Yeah.
always been my understanding that the Grammys weren't based on, a popularity contest. So what's more, what's more played or what's more popular. That's what the Billboard Awards were for. Like the charts, following the charts and awarding based on that. I thought that historically, Grammys were awarded based on the quality of the content of the music itself. So I would think that, in my personal opinion, is it fair to count like streams or TikTok views or anything? No.
Okay, Ashley, what about you? All of those questions. Basically, what do you think? Do you think it's rigged? The second thing, do you think it was a shocker about people receiving certain awards, right? And then thirdly, thinking about the influence of TikTok and all this other stuff. And do you think it's fair that certain artists that haven't been out for a while are getting Grammys because of certain influences such as TikTok? Do you think that's fair?
Sure. First, I want to say they need to bring back the Source Awards, because that's what I watch. But
she want to see some.
Well, they didn't want to act right. They was fighting and carrying on and cutting up on
Show it on camera. Shoot, people fight every day. It's all right.
And you know why? Because it ain't been the same since. Hey, you don't want your producer dancing on in the video.
But that's what made it fun to watch, though.
Come to death row. That's when the producers backstage was like, "Cut it. We're not doing this next year. No, not doing that again. No."
But I honestly haven't watched a Grammy show in years. I honestly haven't. Even the Oscars. I watch the Grammys before I watch the Oscars, but I just get little clips and bits and pieces here. But I do think that it is rigged. I do think that they need to diversify the panel on who makes the decisions, and maybe break it down by category, R&B, pop, what have you. So I do think that is rigged, and they may not do it perfectly, but I feel like they go with what they think is the most popular or what's relevant now, not necessarily for the artistry or the talent, but what's relevant. But I guess popularity is winning these days, so it really don't matter if you have talent or not, aka Takashi. So it's just if you play, don't get anything.
Why are you yelling? For one, are you okay? I don't think it's gonna be a good ending for that dude. I hate to say that.
No, I mean I watched that documentary and it was interesting to say the least.
Very.
We should talk about that next.
Yes, we should. Wow.
What was the next question?
Just basically the influence and how that is with songs instead of actual spins. Because that is one of the things that they talked about.
Right.
That what boosted the Megan song.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but what's crazy to me is because nowadays artists do have an extra boost when it comes to getting recognized and getting noticed. But to me, you can't tell me when Nicki first came out, what was that, 10 years or so ago when she first blossomed, you can't tell me that Megan was more popular than Nicki, because I don't believe she was. I believe Nicki was just as popular without all this extra, carrying on that they have going on now. So to me, Nicki absolutely deserved. I want to be like Kanye. No, get up there on the stage and be like, no, give her this award, this her award. That's what I want to be like for Nicki, and not because I'm just a huge Nicki fan, but she deserves it. Nicki put in her work for that, and Megan did too. I'm not saying Megan doesn't deserve anything. I believe she's worked very hard over the last couple of years, and so she's definitely deserving. But I do think that they need to kind of tone it down on some of the whole popularity thing and start going for talent, but
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to see that. So
No, they don't. And we also got to talk about, got to throw in there also the miscategorizing, is that a word? Or putting music in categories that don't belong. We have
Mm-hmm.
pop songs that are R&B,
Mm-hmm.
that are giving pop the credit, but they're really R&B. There is a station here where I live that's pop music. And I have that on there sometimes when I'm tired of listening to rap or R&B, and I'll just put that on. And I'm like, this sounds like a rap song. This sounds like a R&B song. This sounds like Justin Bieber did make a statement that he was upset that his songs were being categorized as R&B because the last album that he came out with, he felt that that was an R&B album, but they put it in the pop. And, so he was upset about that. So, I mean, he's starting to recognize what's going on with the music because he felt that was his evolution. He also said that Chris Brown was a major influence on the album because when I heard that Yummy Yum song, I'm like, Usher, okay, Usher.
that's my jam.
Okay, Chris Brown. I did not know that was Justin Bieber until I saw the video. I'm like, what? I honestly thought it was Chris Brown when I first heard it. And then when I saw it was Justin Bieber, I was like, oh, the industry. Okay. Kina, what do you feel about everything?
Well, as far as the Grammys being rigged, I don't know if I would categorize it as being rigged, but it's definitely not fair. Whoever are the voting board members, I feel like it needs to be diversified. I need an understanding of exactly what their qualifications are.
Mm-hmm.
Just not even just to say like they're okay with being able to vote in a particular way, but just to understand what their tastes are, because I feel like that also influences who ends up winning eventually. There's so many different influences out there, like you said, streams, songs, TikTok challenges, and all of these things. So I think that definitely adds in. But just as I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Just as she was saying that, popularity is important, but talent is also very important. And I don't see, I feel like it gets watered down with every Grammy ceremony. Is like the talent. It's like, where's the talent? Where is it at? I'm not seeing it. Cardi B's performance was atrocious. And I actually like Cardi B, but I was
I love her personality. I love her personality, but I just there's cookie cutter situations in the industry. When they see that something works, they try to force different artists to do the exact same thing. I'm like, is everybody just gonna bop all night? Is everybody just gonna twerk all night long?
Right.
Yep.
Can I please see something else? Like, trust me, if somebody said, hey, we have a team of people with 6 writers who will write your songs. We have a trainer, we got a stylist, we got this, blah, 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 blah. Will you do it? Where do I sign?
See,
why not?
I think that's part of the problem. I think that nowadays labels want you to come in being just packaged and ready to go. And they don't want to put the work into it like they used to with Jackson 5 and, taking it
there's
way
no
back,
more artist development. Oh, no.
I'm just tired of singing the same songs. Michael was like, hell no. Get the hell up out of here, Motown. I'm tripping.
They want you to come in with the followers, with the look, with the team, with everything already. And it's not working.
That's lazy. That's lazy as hell. Where are the musicians?
Right.
And when it is somebody musician, it's just like, nobody
They're
wants
out
to
there.
listen.
People just don't get the recognition. They're out there.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody was, people at the Her concert, open your shirt, twerk, bitch. They don't want to hear her playing that piano. They don't.
Man, she dope too.
And she's amazing.
She is.
What's the other person's name? It's only so many that play the piano. I can't remember their names because they're not promoted enough. People who play the guitar, people who play this, and even we got, what's Lizzo, the one you like? She plays the flute, I guess. But it's just like,
You just played the hell out of Lizzo just now, like for real.
you play the flute. Nobody wants to see her play the flute. They want twerk, girl.
I want to see her
Was she
twerk.
twerking?
Shake that ass while you play that flute.
Well, she started
That's what I came here for. Do it. Nobody wants to see a musician. Where are the D'Angelos? Where are the Maxwells? Where are the anybody? Even if you're a pop star, where is the dancing? You can be a pop star, so where's the dancing? You have pop stars that have some of the best choreographers ever. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna play that role, at least be the one where it's like 5 pop people that could go head to head. You know, you had Christina Aguilera, you had Britney, you had all of these people that were in the category that was like against each other. You had the boy bands, you had the R&B.
That's because you actually had to work for it then.
Yeah.
They don't
There
have
was
to
actual
work for it
competition
now.
then.
Right.
That's
You
what
don't
I'm
have to
saying.
work
Yeah.
for it. I can put 2 words.
Where
together.
is the competition? There is none. There is no competition. But anyway, moving on to the next one. Reality shows, you guys. Love and Hip Hop, Housewives, so many more. Is it time to say stop? Is it time to say, I was flipping through the channels and I saw Love and Hip Hop reunion. And I said, who are all these 40-year-olds at this resort kicking it like they 20-something-year-old? They all look like they were going through midlife crisis. What is this? Why are they still on the air? I even saw it again with the Housewives. I don't want to see y'all. I don't want to see, can we see some young, hip, absolutely no idea about life, messing stuff up? Can I see the youth? Why is it these reality shows have no purpose? All it is drama and toxicity. But if it's going to be toxicity, these people got kids and they married. Boring. Can we please get something else where they in the same house and all the people in the house sleeping with each other? Can I get some drama? Can I have some fights every now and then? That's not. I don't want to see a 44-year-old fight. Talk about, well, I gotta get back home to my daughter. I don't want to see that stuff. With Love and Hip Hop and all of this, y'all, one by one, tell me, is it time to close it? I believe if they want to keep that show, those shows, just get a new cast. Get new people. Y'all been on here for 20 years. I'm tired of seeing y'all. I'm tired of, this might backfire, but I'm tired of Trina saying she run Miami. We know, okay.
You beneath Trina. You ain't supposed. You can't speak on Trina like that. You beneath her. You know she quick to tell somebody they beneath her.
You okay? You run Miami. We get it. Does everybody have to go through you? Can we please? Like, I want to rap, so I gotta go through Trina. Why? I just don't get it. Like, and then the fact, Trick Daddy who can barely stay awake. Like, why are we? I don't want to see old people. I don't want to see anybody even near my age. I don't want to see it. If they're going to keep these shows, they need to scrap it and start with people we don't know. I'm tired of, can we get somebody that was going to go to Harvard and just decided they didn't want to go? Because I would love to see those new, hip, young, fresh people. They got
I don't mind them doing older people. I would rather that they do people who are more like us, like normal people. Like,
boring.
No, we have interesting lives. Okay, I know I do.
I can put a camera on some family members, and I got a show for you.
Isn't that television though? Isn't television giving you what's not the average everyday, what you see all day? Isn't television supposed to be, I will never look at or be like this person? There's this show on Netflix, I forgot the name of it, but it follows 5 Asian hip people who live off of their parents' trust fund. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's interesting as hell. I got to season 2 in one day. It was so interesting. All they do is shop. They can't understand why they can't find this shirt in its color, and their day is just messed up, and they just don't know what to do with their lives. Like, that's more interesting to me.
You really?
Something. I don't know. I mean, what would be interesting? They tried to do that with Bell Collective. They tried to have. Is it Crazy Witch? No, that's a movie. I'm talking about this. It's a reality show. Somebody said something at the bottom. But there is a show, Bell Collective, which follows these Black entrepreneurs that started where it was very positive. their business, the evolution of the certain cities in Mississippi, them finally taking down a Confederate flag, all of these black businesses, but it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
Boring as hell. And if they're back for a second season, it's going to be packed with drama because the reunion was boring. Oh, you went to work that day and you opened up your practice. You go, girl. Okay, now what we going to talk about? Boring. I don't like it. Love and Hip Hop, Housewives. We need some new housewives. We need some new Love and Hip Hop people. It's just whack to me. They need to just start over.
Well, who would you suggest in a Love and Hip Hop? Who would you want to see?
I'm gonna be very discriminatory. Someone not over the age of 35.
I'm with you there. I feel like those platforms should be used to you should use those platforms to elevate yourself to something else. So I think if you're on those platforms for, 5, 6, 7 years, yeah, you something you didn't do right. So
can we just have a new group every 5 years?
Yeah.
I'd be happy with
Yeah,
that.
I think that's
y'all
fair.
rather watch what's his name? Somebody from Kool and the Gang with his wife and 4 kids. Or somebody 20 years old going to Mexico with a boyfriend and she got another boyfriend and they found out about each other. Oh my God, entertaining. I don't want to see nobody that was and rapping like that.
But don't you get tired of seeing
music.
that though? Even if it's a younger cast, don't you get tired of seeing the same storylines though?
I do when
draining
they
too.
fight and stuff. It's more interesting.
Oh, so you okay. You like Ratchet TV.
But here's my thing. Yeah, but here's my thing. It's just like I have to be studious and smart all day. That's why Jerry Springer is still on the air. It's trash. But the reason why it prospers for so long is because it's dumb as hell. And people want to look at stupid stuff. But this reality shows Trick Daddy can barely stand up. Scrappy, who are you? You had this one song when I was in college, and how are you on this show? How?
Not one song.
Love and Hip Hop. Is anybody on those shows rapping? Is anybody on those shows hip hopping?
Or any one of those housewives shows that I don't watch? Or any of those housewives? Are they all wives? Actual wives?
That's my point.
How many actual wives are on those shows?
Y'all talk about the same stuff every season. You're talking about the same, because you know why? There's no storyline.
Mm-hmm.
There's no storyline, so there's nothing. And in the Basketball Wives, I saw that and I'm like, boring. Y'all sitting there talking about what? Trying to hash stuff out, and y'all old and, oh girl, I gotta go. My son is at home. I gotta cook dinner. Girl, be a mama. Go home. Go to your husband, child, because you can't fight. Because you gonna go to jail and you're 43? Stop it. I can't. People have responsibilities. No. Please, like, y'all, it's not that being older is the issue. My thing is that you have different priorities now that you can't even do because you're thinking about your family, right? The Real World on MTV was popular for years because you had these nonchalant, young, party every day, type of environment, and you wanted to know where they were going and what they were doing. They had no responsibilities. You want to get away from the stuff that you see every day. I wouldn't want to see somebody doing what I do every day on TV. Like, boring. They need to scrap it. It just at least let all them old bugs go. Because I'm tired of looking at Scrappy. I'm tired of looking at Bambi with her gums. I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of Cardi.
She still got them gums. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I don't know.
I don't watch any of them, to be honest with y'all.
I see it when I'm flipping through the channels. When I'm flipping through the channels and I'm trying to find something interesting, I'm shocked that it's still on. Why is Basketball Wives still on? Why are we allowing toxic people to just fight every week? Why?
Somebody's watching.
Wow.
Somebody's watching.
Huh?
Somebody's watching. That's why it's still on.
My point is how.
Somebody's watching.
My point, I'm gonna make a public service announcement. If they're on there, they need to put us on one. Because if they making money, I need to be on they need to cut me a check.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, give normal people a chance. I can make up some drama.
Kina, you want to fight?
Let's do it,
bitch. Okay. So we moving on to VERZUZ. So we moving on to VERZUZ.
Okay.
So with Versus,
Trying to get my life
if,
right.
if you're all familiar, Versus, of course, is a platform developed by Swiss Beats and Timbaland. It started last year with this type of uplifting of people wanting to see music together, celebrating timeless songs back to back to back. Not a battle per se, but just putting two people and two artists that are on the same level of each other to go head to head. Recently, they have sold to Triller, which is another platform for streaming. It's 50-50 with this, what happened, okay? Because some people are saying this is great. They're selling it to another platform. It's a streaming platform. They're competitors of TikTok. This will give everybody an opportunity. Anybody who signed with Versus to get a certain percentage of their live session got a check. They got a check for if they wanted to do any type of publicity for Ciroc, Doritos. They got a percentage of any t-shirts sold, sweatshirts, any promo, they got a piece of that. So it was like it was putting money back in artists' pockets. Also at the same time with Apple Music, people were going back on Apple Music and buying it again because they were like, you know what, I forgot about that song. Let me go ahead and download this. The other 50% of people say the issue's the issue that Black people built it up, brought the viewers, bought all the t-shirts, did all of this, and now we have a white platform feeding off of what was built. So a lot of people are saying that why do we need Triller when we can just start as a people our own platforms when it comes to this new streaming idea. That was the idea of Swiss Beats and Timbaland. So I'm 50-50. I see both.
Yeah.
I see both sides. But the argument is if we keep doing the same old, we're gonna keep getting the same old. The same thing happened with Clubhouse, which I never experienced, but a lot of people getting involved on that and being able to use it, and Black people built it up. When we have other platforms of Black people who have the same application and apps where you can do the same thing, but Black people built up Clubhouse and made the profit for the other brother. So how do y'all feel about that? Because when they were sold, the good thing is that everybody, I think up to a certain date, got millions in payout. I know Keisha Cole got like 4 million. You know, whoever was on the Versus, they got a cut of it being sold. So, I mean, Ashley, what do you think about that? Are you 50-50 or are you more on one side than the other?
I see both sides, and I really don't see nothing wrong with them selling it only because I don't see what they see. So whatever was presented in front of them, as far as the deal, the black and white, you know, what's on paper, I can't say, well, you sold it to a white man. That may have been the best decision at that time. So, you know, if that's what's this decision, ain't like they can sell it to Oprah and put it on her own network. She don't want that on her stuff. So, you know, maybe Tyler Perry can put it down there, Tyler Perry too. We don't know. So I feel like until we see the black and white of it, hey, if that's what you need to do, do it. You know, Dr. Dre sold his stuff to Apple. Do what you got to do. So, I mean.
Yeah. Because, you know, Oprah there's no ownership with 100% ownership with the own network anymore. That's Discovery. The Discovery people are now buying different platforms on it. So, like you say, Ashley, maybe just like you said, to, you know, the black and white of it. Exactly. Then again, a lot of people have a lot of problems who don't have money. Like, we could sit here and be like, why you sell that? But it's just like, if you have a $50 million payout, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm torn too, Shannon. I'm 50-50 too, because I'm all for, you know, a part of me wishes we could have kept it our own, but then a part of me, you know, I'm all for the artists getting paid, you know, benefiting from it, especially since many of those artists who probably participated in the Versus battle we haven't seen in a while, they probably could use that paper. So, I mean, seriously.
Because I would have been holding Doritos like.
You know, yeah, like, you know, so I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that at all. And I want us to be real about something too. You said this is not a battle. I think it is. Like we always refer to
It is,
verses
but
like,
it has
oh,
to
it's
keep
not a
it
battle. We
context.
just celebrating each other. We just love each other. It's a battle. That's the first thing people talk about at the end of the
Right.
verses. Who won? So it's a battle. Let's keep it real.
Right.
It's a battle of who's better. Who got the better
You know,
music?
people say that to be politically correct.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not good with being politically correct sometimes. So it's a battle. Y'all stop lying to yourself.
Okay. Because you know we do that. You know,
Yeah.
we do that. Keena, what you
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I'm also 50-50 on this particular topic. I just want to know who decided to put SWV against Escape. Coco alone could out-sing the whole Escape. I don't understand.
No damn.
Don't sleep on the sisters in Escape.
So what you got to say, Ashley? What you?
Yeah,
what you-
what you got? Who you got?
Did you say Coco can out-sing that? Everybody?
I said Coco alone could out-sing everyone in Escape.
Oh, baby, no. Because Tasha Scott.
No.
Yeah, I think SWV gonna take this one, y'all.
SWV gonna take it. They gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean, it not you know they both got you know I think they both got about the same amount of hits. But SW they Escape got some hits, but it don't hit like SWV though.
But you know,
I mean,
also the rules of verses, you can use anything that you are associated with. Miss Candy has a lot of songs on her plate with other artists.
yeah, people forget about that. Yeah,
She can pop out
That's true.
some American guy that takes the line. Also known that she wrote
Yeah,
her and Tiny
that's
wrote
true.
that. They
That's
can
true.
pop out. They can pop out some Michael Jackson.
that ain't fair
And
though.
his
That ain't
butt
fair
have
though.
written
If we
Michael
talking about the
Jackson.
Escape group and
That you at least sung
SWV
on.
catalogs, then SWV gonna take that. If we talking about their music, you know,
Yeah.
we can't include everything Candy been involved in. That ain't fair.
That's the rules.
I know. I'm
Timbaland
just saying.
Timbaland said that is the rules. Anything that you are associated with, that you produce, you wrote, you sang, even if it's a feature,
Yeah.
you can put that in the verses. Now, I'm torn because I love both. Like, but let's be real, SWV is Coco.
True.
It kind of is.
It's
Kind of.
How you gonna do
Lily?
I'm
Lily
being
and Taj
nice.
like that?
I'm
How
being
y'all gonna
nice.
play
Lily,
Lily and Taj?
Look, I love me some Lily. I love me some Taj. But if they didn't show up one day for a concert,
Let's go hold it down.
would it be
I
able
like
to
both.
continue?
I like both groups. I like
The
both groups,
answer is
but
yes.
yeah.
She can be up there by herself asking, can we get kinky tonight?
Well, I don't know about that, Shannon. I don't know.
By herself.
I don't know because do I believe she's the voice of the group? Absolutely. But do I believe that she could be up there by herself? No. Didn't she have a solo career?
She has before. She toured for 1 year by herself in like 2010 by herself.
All right, shut me up. Shut me up.
By herself, and everybody's still in the audience. Like,
Without her. They can't do it without her.
huh?
No, they can't do it without her, but I don't know if she could do it without them either.
Yeah.
I think it's the chemistry of it all. Even though she may be the voice of that group, I think it's still the chemistry of it. Still, I do.
You know,
I do.
It was about 10, 15 years ago, I went to a concert with Tony was there. Raphael Sadiq wasn't there. There is no Tony without him.
True.
It's really just Tony.
At all.
See, it's really just.
But do you want to
really
see? But do you want to see Raphael Sadiq without the others?
No.
Who are the others? Can you name the other two?
I sure can't.
Yeah, I can't.
I used to be able to. I can't remember right now because you got me on the spot. But don't play them guys like that. We know who those guys are.
They're all music. No, we're being over the top.
Yeah.
But the key of it is they're not needed. Okay, moving on. Because Raphael Sadiq could hire background singers, and they could put on wigs.
And he does have solo music, so
and we wouldn't know that they were missing. We could
Yeah.
slap some wigs on those other two people, dim the lights just a little, and nobody would know they were gone. We could do the same thing with a lot of other groups.
I thought we were being politically correct, Shannon.
Huh?
I thought we were being politically correct today.
That is politically correct. According to the music industry, it is.
All right. Okay.
Now, if we talk about, okay, so we're going to put y'all on the spot.
Okay.
Is it SWV or is it Escape?
SWV, that's easy.
Escape.
SWV.
That SWV, that's easy.
Maybe
That's
I'm
easy.
biased.
That ain't even no.
A better matchup to me, a better matchup for this versus would have been Brownstone and SWV.
Yeah, that would have been SWV.
Or Escape and
Yeah, I would have
and TLC. I don't know, but not
That would have been
TLC.
Would have
TLC.
blew them at the water too.
It's just, Shakina, I see where you coming from
Mhm.
because it was a different vibe. You
Mhm.
have 5-part harmony with one person.
Mhm.
And you know, it's just like, how can you compare that? Because you have two different styles.
Mhm.
I think depending on who you listen to, you remember their catalog because they are neck and neck with the catalog. When you really just lay it all the hits, they are neck and neck. Like, cause I had to look that up. I'm like, what songs does? Cause you think about when you start popping them out, you're like, oh, they do have a catalog because you just start to think about the other number ones, but they have a lot of top 10 hits, unlike SWV has a lot of number ones and top 5s. So more people are going to remember more SWV than they are Escape, but they both were top 10s. They both were on that Billboard top 10 hit list.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true.
I'm so conflicted. I
true.
literally can't.
I'm not conflicted at all.
Huh?
I'm not conflicted at all.
So
I like both of them. I love both. I mean, I think you're right. They definitely have about the same amount of hits. You know, they both. You know, I think it was a good matchup. I think that was definitely a good match for VERZUZ. But I do think it's still gonna be SWV. I do.
I see where you're going with the SWV because those two sisters, they have a vocal range. They could blow Coco through the wall if they really wanted to with the vocals. When it comes to the range, if you've ever heard Coco talk, she sings like she talks. So it's kind of like, are you know, what range do you have? Because we haven't heard her range. Everything is just like the same range. And we talking about Ashley, like you saying, vocally, who can out-sing who, right?
Tasha.
Huh?
Tasha.
You said Tasha?
Tasha.
I heard Tasha sing at a car wash.
Uh-huh.
And I was moved to tears. This was back in D-Town where they had like mini little concerts in downtown Dallas at the State Fair. And she just sang this song with no microphone. Okay. And everybody was just like, her range is just unmatched. I'm sorry. I agree.
Candy can't beat it either. Candy can't beat it.
We talking about the catalog of music though. We ain't talking about who's consent. We talking about the catalog of music, you know, what memories it stirs in you when you hear that music, the nostalgia of it all. So you could sing folks under the table all day. I'm sure I know somebody down the street that I can get that can sing somebody under the table. But does she have a catalog of music that's suitable for a VERZUZ? So
right.
we talking about the catalog. Who has the better catalog?
Mm-hmm.
You're right, sir. You're absolutely right.
Let me look at my phone.
What she said?
I don't think we have time.
Wait, Ashley, what did you say?
I was gonna pull up my little Apple Music right quick. Hold on, because I got them all in the playlist, and I got me.
Oh, trust me, I sat down. I did a little homework. They're pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, I like them both, but if I have to pick one, I'm picking SWV.
You said what, Ashley?
It's in April. When does it come out?
I think May. I think it's May.
Right before
May.
Okay.
It's May. I'm looking on the VERZUZ now. So we're going to wrap up this VERZUZ. Let me read to y'all who they've released so far with this VERZUZ. Keep in mind, this is going to be on a new platform. The streaming has been guaranteed to be much better. They're going to have better sets, better sounds, and it's been confirmed that they're going to be hosts to keep the music going. But a lot of people, unfortunately, are not happy about this first host for the next show in line. The next in line is the Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire, hosted by Steve Harvey.
I think that's appropriate.
What's wrong with that one?
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Well, Ozzy brother gonna blow them out the water.
Woo. Well, hold on now. Wait.
Ashley, I thought we was friends.
Wait. I don't know if I'm gonna say blow them out the water, Ashley.
I ain't talking about sing catalog.
Yeah.
Catalog.
But I don't know. I think blow them out the water is a strong, the strong phrase. So
I just don't know if I want to hear Steve Harvey for an hour. Look now.
But I mean, I think that's more suitable than say someone younger hosting that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's suitable for Steve to host that between them two.
We all seen Kings of Comedy, how he hosted that little
Steve Harvey,
Who else would you think? Who else, if you could do the selecting, who else you think was more suitable for that then?
I don't know. Let me stop because I'm gonna have to work with him in the future.
You talking about hosting or the actual verses?
They're talking about he's gonna host the verses session as they go back and forth song to song. He's gonna be the actual host, Steve Harvey, of this Ozzy Brothers versus Earth,
So
Wind,
do you have a problem with Steve or the verses?
With Steve hosting it.
Oh.
Now say how you feel. Don't say anything that's gonna get you out of, that's gonna block you from hosting the Oscars 10 years.
Yeah, I don't want to be blackballed yet.
Yeah.
I win a few awards. Then if I'm blackballed and I got some savings, I really wouldn't care after that. But I put it like this: I would rather somebody else host Family Feud. That's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I don't have anything against him. But people be like, oh, what would you put on a sandwich? You know what, Steve? Mayonnaise. He'd be like, mayonnaise? Bitch, like, he's not a good, like, oh, let's see mayonnaise. He's just like, he actually
Because you know why? Because he country.
Huh?
He country.
country.
That's what country folk do.
Is
My
that what it
family from the
is?
country. That's how they act. They country.
I'm used to the energetic, you're here to win money. It's, yeah. And then he come out and be like, hey, everybody.
But you know what? Speaking of energetic, and this probably skipping to the next topic, but that's how I feel about Martin and Eddie now. I feel like we're not getting I need back in the day Martin and Eddie, but I guess they done got old.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, are you really gonna get back in the day Martin and Eddie right now?
No.
know.
So, with that, let's go ahead, because I'm the only one that feels a certain type of way about Steve Harvey hosting it. Y'all are cool with it. I'm not. For some reason, I think he's going to drain I feel like I'm going to have a beautiful day of energy, and I'm going to be so excited to see this versus, and I feel he's going to suck the energy out of the
When they come out.
And he's gonna bring my energy down because
Wow.
was he a good host for the Kings of Comedy?
Yep.
He was funny.
To be honest with you, I was cool with him hosting rather than having a set like the
a
other
whole
guys.
segment.
Okay,
Yep.
and why, sir? Why? Because
I don't know. That was just my personal preference.
so you know how you said who I would prefer to do the voice.
Trying to get my lighting right over here. Mm-hmm.
You know who would kill it? Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh yeah.
Cedric the Entertainer would have been a better host with this versus than Steve Harvey. I have nothing against Steve Harvey, but when we talk about energy and funny,
energy wise, definitely.
I give you energy.
Energy wise, definitely.
Yeah.
I just feel he won't have that energy. That's what I'm talking about. We talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I'm going to hear for an hour. I'm going to count. I'm going to tally how many times he's going to say, y'all don't know nothing about that. I'm going to tally how many times he's going to say that.
Give him a shot.
Yes, he's going to say that.
He will.
Yep,
and
he will.
I'm going to tally, and I'm going to keep track because I will. What y'all know about that? I'm going to be like, because he's going to really be. So it had been Cedric the Entertainer, he would have blew it out, but we ain't going to go into that because, he be taking people's jobs. Okay, so anyways, we're going to move on to Coming to America. Without saying anything, raise your right hand, if you have seen Coming to America 2. Okay. When you saw Coming to America, raise your hand if you liked it.
Wait, let me explain.
I ain't got to watch it again. I can tell you that.
Bye, y'all.
Let
I
me
don't have to watch it
explain.
again.
So let's get into.
Look,
let me
since you don't want to
explain.
raise your hand, yeah, you explain.
Let me explain why I did not raise my hand.
Okay.
It wasn't needed.
It wasn't.
It was not needed at all. For one, why were there so many people in it? Two, I'm just disappointed that people were in there for no reason. There was people in there that had one or two lines, and it was just terrible. I'm just on the couch like, I knew it was gonna be terrible as soon as I heard the production. Usually the score of a movie, whenever it's that goofy music, that doo 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 doo, whenever you hear that, you know it's gonna be trash. The movie was not needed and it was unnecessary. That's why I didn't like it. The only good thing of this movie, in my opinion, was to see everybody healthy, still with us, and all together again. Other than that, I didn't like it. That's how I feel. I didn't like it. Ashley, what about you? Did you see it or no?
I did. It's hard for me to say I didn't like it because my expectations were so low. It didn't move me either way. So since my expectations were at the lowest of the lowest, it didn't faze me. But I can tell you I won't be watching it again. You know, because some people they watched it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, no, I'm good.
There were so many inconsistencies. Those men in the barbershop should have been at least 115 years of age, if that is the case. If they're still living and they're still cutting hair, they should be 115 years old. Because when Hakeem and Simi went there, they were in their early 20s. So that makes the people at the Mighty Sharp Barbershop 115, 120 at minimum, at least. I didn't think that Leslie was needed. The storyline was why. I just don't understand. It was not needed. To me, it was just disappointing. It wasn't needed. If anything, more Black people got some money from Amazon. Other than that,
Some people got some big money.
Big money. Like Eddie needed it. Eddie didn't need that. Eddie did not need that.
But if I was Eddie and I could get big money, then why the hell not? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ain't nothing better than money than some more money. But Ashley, my expectations were low too, very low. So I didn't walk into it with
Me
I didn't walk into it expecting I wasn't expecting it to be as great as the first one and all of that stuff. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot, and I still didn't like it. I didn't. I just felt like the jokes didn't hit. It was too many cameos. It was just really thrown together to me. Everybody looked good. It was really just thrown together to me. It was like we making this just to say we made a part 2.
Why was Lunel in there? Why was Lunel in the movie?
And when you hear everyone interview and talk about it, they talk like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, why y'all lying to these people and got these people about to check this out? Why y'all playing? And y'all made that movie. Y'all know. Let me stop because I don't want to. I've never made a film. What do I know? Like it's all. I can't criticize somebody when I don't do what they do.
But who wrote it?
That's a wonderful question.
Because it definitely didn't. Because Eddie wrote the. Did he write the first one?
He co-wrote it. Yeah.
So he definitely didn't do this second one.
Somebody whose last name ends with Stein wrote it.
So somebody white?
Somebody Jewish wrote that. I would bet whatever little kibbles and bits I got in the bank wrote that. Oh, this is gonna be Absolutely.
Oh,
And
that's a
you can
recipe for
hilarious.
disaster right there.
and you can tell.
Huh?
That's a
You can.
recipe for disaster right there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some of the best movies of all time have been written by white Jewish people. Love Jones, Best Man.
Okay, I didn't know that.
A lot of our faves have been written by white guys, but I'm talking about the Steins who said, this is what's gonna sell. Be ghetto. Come on. This is what they want. Leslie, act just freaking crazy when you're going in
I
there.
actually like Leslie in the movie. I did. No, for real, I did.
It's absolutely.
I know that's considering what I just
It
said.
was just,
yeah.
it was just why. And why was Lundell in the movie? I didn't even know she was in the movie. How?
It was predictable with him and that girl. Like the moment they saw
Oh
that,
yeah, I figured that out immediately.
Like, come on, now. They could have put a plot twist,
make us
pregnant
guess.
or something.
Keena?
I liked it only because I knew it wasn't going to be like the original. So I went into it, like most of you, with very low expectations. But for what this generation who's coming up, their attention span, what they like to see, I thought it was perfect for them. So I think it's something that they'll remember. So I liked it from that aspect. And plus, when I heard that Kenya Barris, I think that's his name, he was part of one of the screenplay writers, I was like, oh, it's gonna be trash. It's not gonna be as amazing as
Wow.
She heard the name and was like, oh,
yeah. I was like, oh, Kenya Barris is in it. Oh no, it ain't gonna be all that. Cause like he's a part of Blackish and like, yeah.
Mix-ish.
Yeah, all the issues. Yeah.
Sandwich and tomato-ish. He having all these issues. Mix-ish, blackish.
Right. And so knowing his track record, it was just like, oh, okay, I know what to expect.
Wow.
What?
She saw the name. She was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be trash. Oh,
It's gonna be trash. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, I just thought of something. I'm gonna be in an audition and we're like, oh, nice to meet you, Shannon. Yeah, so the person writing this show is, you're familiar with him. We saw you on a live and you said,
and they're gonna play it for you.
So we're just gonna get your ass out of here because I'm gonna leave like this, like, okay. That's all you can do in them. But you have to be honest. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like when we start being honest with a lot of these writers, they can know to stop coming out with a lot of stuff that we don't want to see. Like if it's not up to a certain caliber.
Could y'all tell that they played at Tyler Perry Studio?
I can hear you.
Could y'all tell that it was done at Tyler Perry Studio?
It looked like it was just done in somebody's house.
I couldn't tell.
Rick Ross's house, I heard. Most of it was done at one of his mansions.
Oh, you're right. It was a lot of the scenes
I did hear that.
at his house. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it was green screen in a lot of scenes, and when they were outside. So that's what I was just like. I had an idea that it was green screen, but when stuff with the lion, those scenes and all that stuff, so when you could tell it was outside, the whole time I was just sitting there like, I wanted to laugh. I was waiting on the laugh.
Right.
I was like,
yeah, I wanted to like
the joke's
it too.
coming, and it never showed up. Mm-hmm. It just never showed up. I don't know. I wanted to talk about some other stuff, but we're gonna save those. The reason why I said we're gonna save those because I wanted this to be silly, giggly, check up on everybody. How's everybody doing? Because mental health to me is very, 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 very important to everybody. And I don't want to pile it up too much to where we're talking. I feel like in the future, we can start talking about some more serious topics. But I just felt like, not today, Jesus. Not today. We're just going to talk about stuff that's silly and just do something because, we hardly get to talk on the phone with one another and see one another. So I just thought this was just, something for us to do, to see one another and, just to see what's the latest and am I losing my mind? Are other people thinking the same way that I'm thinking? I don't have any other topics that I have listed today. I have listed other things to talk about. Is there any other topic that somebody would like to bring up before we close that they would like to discuss one by one? You can shout it out, say it. I have some other things, but I want to hear you guys out first.
I don't have anything in particular. I think that this was a good first round, like for us. So hopefully something we can continue at another time, or maybe have something reoccurring that we do every other week or monthly or weekly or whatever, if we can. But I've enjoyed it. Like, this is probably the most interaction I've gotten outside of like colleagues. So I enjoy this a lot. So thank you, Shannon.
I agree. I had fun with you guys, and a lot of the topics that we discussed are things that aren't as recent. Maybe there's something that's kind of been out there for a while. The only thing that's really kind of new is the VERZUZ situation and the Derrick Jaxn situation. All the other things are kind of like out there that, been kind of mingling in the air for a while. Not exactly like a hot topic. But I really do thank all of you for dedicating some time out of your day to do this. I just really wanted to see y'all. I just really wanted to just try something new to where we can have some sort of platform to just get on and collectively get thoughts off of one another. Because I know I make videos on YouTube and all this other stuff, but I'm just like, man, I really want to know what this person would think about this. Is it just me that's thinking this way? So I just really thank you all for doing this, because you didn't have to do it. You could have said, I don't want to do it. Like, girl, just get on live by yourself, talk to yourself. Because that's what I would have done had y'all said no. I would have just been looking crazy. But I really appreciate y'all. I look forward to doing this more. To anybody that's listening to this, if you're interested in joining us in this live and rotating, let me know. I do have some people who have contacted me and they're just like, that's great. I would really like to hop in and be a part of it in the future. So I look forward to that. Y'all keep y'all's list of people that you have in mind as well, so we can add them on. But I think that the co-hosts have kind of like privilege over, trumps over people who are just like randomly asking, because I trust that you guys know people who would be excellent in this type of thing. Kina, exactly. This is just the first try, the first round, the first attempt to just talk and collectively try this new live thing out. But I really would like this to be somewhat consistent, because we all still have our daily lives that we all have attend to. I literally almost forgot. Like, I was working and I was like, oh, like, is this the live today? Like, I had to conjure up energy to do this. Like, I had to conjure up saving face and showing face, because I haven't done this. Like you said, Shakina, I haven't been interactive with people. So this does help. But just let me know your thoughts about how you think the first round went and how you feel about it in the future. Ashley, we'll start with you.
I think it was great. I was nervous at first. I'm not gonna lie, I really was nervous.
You were?
I was, but I'm definitely more comfortable now. It takes time for me to warm up. So, and it was nice to meet Kina and Travis, and also see your face as well, because we haven't seen each other for a while. So, I enjoyed it. I'm excited about it, and definitely would like to continue in the future. If you would like me here. So, I think this is good. I really do.
Yeah. Travis, what about you?
Same here. I enjoyed it as well. Definitely would like to continue if you have me. And it was nice to meet the ladies as well, for the first time. But yeah, I think this was really a really good first run. So
I hope that you guys, I'll send you invitations if you want to do this again. I would love this to be the group that is the core group of our show, quote unquote, or whatever you want to call it, our talks, our little powwows or whatever. So I really want to keep that consistent, and then have other people as guests on here, because there are some people in mind who are celebrities, who are they was like, I really, want to do that. So I think the more issues and the more topics and the more discussions that pop up, we'll be, texting each other like, hey, we could talk about this, we could talk about this as they come along.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your brains open, your minds open. The goal is to eventually get us on Zoom, because with Zoom, we can have it in the formatting of any choice of what you guys prefer, and we can have more fluid and more freedom with Zoom. But I thought this with live, it wasn't the pressure of it being perfect because it's just live. Like, who cares? With Zoom, it's just like everybody better be on their P's and Q's because with Zoom, the formatting is completely different. So I appreciate you guys. I don't have anything left to discuss. There is only one bonus. This is the last thing. There's a bonus topic.
Okay.
Travis, we discussed this last night. That we talked about.
I forgot already.
You forgot already. So with every session, you guys, there's gonna be a topic that I didn't tell you. So this is gonna be a topic to where if you choose to talk about it, you can. If you don't have to. So here is the bonus question. Do you guys miss the Queen's Court with Kaya and T.S. Madison? And if you do, why? Ashley?
I was about to say something, but I don't want to. I don't know.
Hey, you can say what you want to say.
Cause
you can cuss, you can do whatever you want to do. Look, I have no control over what
I have literally repeated this like 20 times this week. Don't trust no nigga, no Christian. That's what Kaya said. And I have said it 20 times this week. You can't trust now one on. Sorry.
Wow.
I missed them. Kina?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you done, Ashley? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kina, do you miss the Queen's Court?
I do. I feel like T.S. Madison and Kaya, they just had this chemistry that was so, it just sucked you in. Like, they were amazing with one another. And I just miss that. I miss that banter, that follow up, that it was just beautiful to watch. Like, they were just in sync.
Yep, they were.
Travis?
Yeah, it wasn't a show that I followed or watched regularly, but I have seen clips of it in, different episodes or clips of the show. So I I did think Kaya was funny and still is. I was telling Shannon, I said, yeah, that's somebody I think I definitely don't want to smoke with. I definitely wouldn't fool with her. But yeah, so I mean, it's hard for me to say if I missed it because it's not something that I watched on the regular, but the clips that I have seen of it were funny and stuff, so I could understand if you did.
When you can, you need to look at that video I sent to you, Travis.
Okay.
You need to look at that video that I texted to you. You have to look at that video when Kaya went in just for filth, and you know how she'll read somebody to literally to her last breath. She'll keep talking about so much.
I believe it.
She will talk until she has no more air left. To answer the question, I miss the show so bad that because it was just unfiltered, they had the phone sitting down on the table. They were just talking. It felt like you were just on the phone with them, and they would just, because for so long, a lot of the blogs and websites were being politically correct. They would kind of hinge to who they were talking to, but they would say names and dates and all kind of people, and just call people. And they talked about Beyonce. Kaya was like, she's not untouchable. I can talk about her. I don't care. Then it's a gift and a curse with the situation. T.S. Madison had, I think, what ended the show, what ended everything, was that T.S., of course, has her goals and ammunition. She's a go-getter. What she's doing now is what her goal was, is to become on a television show and have a platform on national television. That's what she was getting to. With Kaya, she wasn't with the rah-rah. She didn't care about contracts or businesses or shows or TV. And that's why she was so uncut, and that's why she was so unfiltered. We can look at both of their careers and see that it's oil and water. Kaya could care less about what people have to say. Kaya could care less about I have one hit. Who cares? That hit is my hit. I don't care. I could care less about the industry. I could care about. So when you have that on a show and you want to do this, but the other person is cool. But when they had the actual courtroom platform and it changed with the background and it was becoming more of a production, Kaya hated it. She was like, we were doing so much better with us just sitting at the table in your house with the phone on the desk. Yeah. Kaya, just to paint a picture of their dynamic, Kaya was more satisfied with that because she felt that they were being themselves more and they were more relaxed. When the actual court platform came, you could tell that she was uncomfortable because it's just like, why are we doing all this? Why are we hiring a team to come and do all this? And why are we doing all that? And we could just record this with our phone. So when you have two people that are trying to do different things in their career, that's what made it fall apart. But I would give anything for them to bring it back. I really would. If they could just hash out whatever, that would just make my day. But it's never going to happen because they're that different in career and what they're trying to do. It just won't happen again. I look at stuff from 3 years ago that's still hilarious, and I still crack up at it every single time. Yeah. So, any last comments before we close?
Watch Tina Turner documentary.
Yes.
Oh, I looked at it last night.
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet, but I will.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We definitely got to talk about that then.
I looked at it twice.
Me
Actually, I
too.
looked at it twice.
I haven't
Okay,
seen
I'm
it.
gonna watch it tonight.
It's
I'm
good. It's good.
Oh,
Woo.
you say you're gonna look at it.
Yeah, I recorded this. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
You gonna look at it twice. You're going to look at it twice.
Wow.
Shakina, you did too?
I did twice. Yeah.
In a row. I looked at it twice in a row. You know,
What?
HBO, when they show it come on one time and then it come on again, I looked at it again. I said, damn, that was good. It was so good.
And it was
Travis
2
is a
hours, right?
documentary. Huh?
It was 2 hours, right?
Yes. And I watched it twice.
Wow.
Yes. It was unbelievable. Travis, what it is a documentary like she deserved. She sat there and from beginning to end, people that she worked with, people in the industry, people who influenced her, step by step in how her career blossomed and evolved into who she is. Mm-hmm. And it's her documenting it in a way that nobody else can do it. Just you getting it straight from the horse's mouth of everything that happened. Because a movie can only tell so much, right? Because of time and script and all of that and budgeting. Okay. But with this documentary.
I have to check that out then.
Absolutely amazing. Wouldn't surprise me if it will pull an Emmy from this one because it's something that is timeless and it's something that we ask about and we wonder about, but it finally she's just like, you know what? In the preview, this is what got my interest, Travis. And I don't know if you, Ashley and Shakina, I don't know if y'all saw the promo for it. Tina Turner said, which was like, what is she talking about? That I feel like I don't have long, and I want to get it all out. And that was from the promo from it. She said, I don't care how long it's going to take. We're going to sit here and we're going to answer all of these questions. Because for the longest time, in the preview for this documentary, she turned down a lot of interviews because she's like, I've already talked about this. I've already said it in the book. I already been on the interview with Oprah. Y'all keep asking me the same stuff over and over again. And she wouldn't want to talk about it because it's like reliving trauma. So she said, for this last time, we're going to talk about everything. And we're going to put it all.
How old is she?
81.
81. She said, I don't.
Same age as my grandmother. They were born in the same year.
Yeah, she. When you watch it, you will watch it twice. You will watch it 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'm glad I recorded it.
I wish y'all had
seen
it so we could like talk about it because it's so amazing. Like you're gonna come away. You're gonna walk away just really understanding who she is and
Yes.
and how she got to the level of fame that she's accomplished, and the hard work, the literally blood, sweat, and tears that she put into it.
Well, maybe
I
we'll
was
talk
just
about it
looking at it
next time.
like,
Maybe we'll check it out and talk about it.
Yeah.
we have to talk about it because I literally sat down for 4 hours and a half,
Wow.
and looked at it 2 times in a row. I was like, I've got to watch this again. Because even if you've never heard, let's say you've never even heard of Tina Turner. Let's say you don't even know who she is. After you watch that, you have all the respect in the world for this person because you like, damn, like you realize like everything with her career and her personal life, her influence and all this other stuff. You become a fan because you know of her music and you know who she is. But when you watch the documentary, you're like, I'm a fan now. It made me want to buy everything. Kena, did you feel that way?
I did. I started streaming her songs and just learning more about what type of music she did, because all I knew was Ike and Tina. I didn't know all that other stuff. You know, other like the hits, the top 10 hits that they play in the grocery store and all that. Like,
Yes.
I started really getting into her music. Yeah.
When you, because you know why? Because the disconnect with the Black audience, she went more into rock and roll.
Right.
So a lot of people in my family, we were eclectic. I would gospel, R&B, country, and rock and roll. So I knew some of her rock and roll songs. But in this documentary, Kena, when she was singing certain songs, rock songs, when you listen to the words, Kena, what was the song when we were talking about help? She said, help me. And she was singing the song about, you know, just help me. I was like,
It
and
touches you.
You see a sea of people. I had no idea that many people were on that.
I think they said the concert that she did in Brazil was like 168,000
Yes,
people. I said 168,000 people.
Nobody,
fathom that
Beyonce
many people
has been able to do that. Nobody on the planet, including Michael Jackson, has done that. Yes. When y'all see it, oh, y'all gonna want to talk about it.
Oh,
Ashley, Travis, when you see this movie, you're gonna be like, I know y'all gonna.
All right, I gotta check that out for sure now.
Let me go take my bath. Let me get off this phone. Go take my bath.
I love y'all. Yes. Please remember certain things and write stuff down that you want to talk about, because it's plenty to talk about in this documentary. It's absolutely amazing. I think it's this weekend. They're running it over and over and over again on HBO.
Okay.
So
if you have the HBO Max app, you can watch it there too. Because I watch it through HBO.
I have the HBO Max. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you're gonna watch it twice. You will watch it twice. Everybody who I've talked to who've seen this, they were like, dang, I watched that 2 times in a row. I was like, for real? Me too. Then I looked at Shakina and she said she watched it 2 times in a row. Wow. Everybody has watched it twice.
The production, the cinematography, like all of it. Like
everything. The songs. I had never heard these songs in my life. Tears. Kena, when she was singing them songs, she had that silver dress on. Tears. I said, where does this song at? And this woman was hollering. I mean, when you hear Tina, I never knew Tina could sing the way she sang.
Yeah.
Ever. I had never heard her sing like that. When you can out-sing guitars and drums and trumpets and she's away over everybody else, I was just crying. Did you cry?
She had no training. All that is natural. She never had any vocal lessons, nothing like that coming up.
Kena, did you cry?
I didn't, but I wanted to, especially the scenes, of course, with like Ike, and then whenever she got to an older age and she fell in love, I wanted to cry, but I didn't cry. I held it together.
But you know who I have more respect for, and I know y'all will too. I have more respect for Ike.
Okay.
With his talent.
Okay, with his talent. Yeah, with his talent. I see that.
With his talent. I never knew he was that talented. Y'all watch it. Let me know. I know y'all gonna text me. I know
y'all done hyped this up now.
Man, I thought I was going to sleep tonight. Now I'm gonna have to go home
Both y'all gonna text me. I already know y'all gonna text me. Keena, I didn't know you was watching it, but I know you was watching it.
I
I'm gonna
loved
text
it.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but y'all have a good night. I love y'all so much. Y'all stay safe. Thank you for joining me. We will do this again. This was our little rough draft, our test run. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night. Make sure that y'all DM me if y'all have any questions. This will be on the YouTube platform, just in case you missed it. I love y'all. Until next time,
All right, y'all.